Hello, this is Tom from DSDHA, and today I will be talking to you about behavior analysis and how you can use this analysis to help inform your designs. Behavior analysis looks at the movements of street users, and for each street user, we ask, what is the quality of their journey? What desire lines do they use? What influences their movement, and how do they navigate through space? We can conduct this research by simply recording video footage through the streets after moving by bike or still on the ground. We then rewatch the footage, observing the particular movements street users make, documenting their behaviors for comparison. In this example, we are observing the movements of pedestrians and cyclists as they move through a street widened for social distancing purposes. By stopping and starting the video, we can begin to draw in some of the observations and conflicts that arise. This is a technique that we use in the studio, but can be conducted by yourself using just your phone, first by recording the footage and then taking screenshots of particular moments to draw over. On analysis, we see that the temporary road sign actually obstructs pedestrians' view and movement down the street. The pedestrian then uses the widened pavement to create space, but returns back to the pavement when it is free from conflict. The widened pavement has made more space for pedestrians, but reduced space for cyclists on the road. And as a result, cyclists are then riding along the pavement as it is safer. It's important to consider that the behaviors recorded are specific to each location. A different place or site will develop different movements and behaviors. This video is just an example, and you can choose to observe places and behaviors of your own interest. What the technique shows us is that the behaviors of street users are actually quite unexpected and can be difficult to predict for a variety of factors. When designing, we cannot assume that one set of users will move or behave in space in the same way. Cyclists, for example, have many different types and subtypes. A tourist on a Boris bike will ride through the city at a much slower pace than a cyclist clad in lycra. Likewise, for pedestrians, an elderly couple will cross the street much more cautiously than a person jogging. These differences in types and street users and the place of movement would all factor into the behavior analysis you record. The analysis we recorded can then be edited down into a simple diagram to help inform our designs. The movements of pedestrians stepping on and off the pavement to avoid conflict reminded us of a passing place. A wider space on a narrow road where vehicles travelling head-on can pass each other safely. This precedent inspired us to develop a proposal with a similar principle. The temporary road barriers have been removed and replaced with a row of street trees, creating a permeable barrier between pedestrians and cyclists. To avoid conflict, the gaps in the planters then allow pedestrians to move safely in between. We have now talked about how we can observe behaviors and use the analysis to inform our designs. Here are some questions for you to think about. Use them as a guide to help conduct your own behavior analysis.